Hey friends, welcome to the Navigating Sisterhood podcast where we unpack all things friendship. I am Allison.
And I'm Mia.
And we know adulting can make it really, really hard to stay connected. So we are here to help you navigate the sometimes challenging but always rewarding world of friendships. So share this with a friend and let's dive in. How you doing, girl?
Hey, I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Doing really, really good.
Good. We have an announcement to make.
We do have a special announcement to make.
I'm super duper excited about this idea, and I'm hoping that you join us on the journey. So, November 22nd. Is that the day?
Yes, that's the day. Saturday evening. November 22nd.
We are going to have what we're calling our Big Tip Weekend.
Yes.
So we are going to go to a Black-owned restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're going to bless somebody, y'all.
Yes.
We're going to bless them real
We're going to sow a seed.
Okay. So the minimum seed that we're looking to sow into someone is $100 tip.
Per person.
So each of us are going to come. We're going to enjoy, dine, have some good food, some good laughs, and the other things, and enjoy the holiday by blessing someone. So if you want to stay tuned, make sure you read the caption or make sure you are on our page.
So we'll have a link in the caption as well as in our bio if you're following us on social media, where you can just join our waiting list so you can stay up to date with where we're going to be, what time, the location, all those things. You can join us because the holidays are approaching swiftly. Y'all, it's already almost the end of the year.
Crazy.
And we figured it'd be a great idea if we could bless someone on this weekend, because the 22nd, that's going to be the week before Black Friday, which we would assume that, people are doing their last minute Christmas shopping around that time. And it's hard out here.
Listen,
it's hard out here.
2026 has been hard on the people.
Yeah, 2025. Oh. We're going to speak blessings over 2026. See, she's so over 25, like, let's get to 2026.
Let's just turn this page. Lord have mercy.
But yes, we, and again, we'll dine as usual, and assuming we have incredible service, whoever our server is, we are going to bless them with that tip with 100%. So if it's 2 of us, it'll be 200. If it's 10 of us, it'll be
come on, do that now. Add those zeros.
If it's 10 of us, it'll be 1,000. Whatever it is, we're hoping that we can really, really just bless someone during the holiday season. Because don't the Bible say it's better to give than to receive? Or is that just a saying we say?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, reaping and sowing. Okay, we're going to sow and bless someone. So we would love for you to join us. So stay tuned, join our waiting list, and we'll keep you up to date with that Big Tip Weekend.
Yes.
All right, girl. So let's get into all the things. So
it's juicy today.
This episode. So first of all, things have kind of progressed. We got updates, girl.
We really tell the people, honey. I don't know.
When we first started this podcast, we were, navigating the dating streets, the dating pool. But we got, we a little booed up now.
I mean,
we're a little bit up now. So we want to just talk about navigate what it looks like for us as friends to navigate dating when it actually is something that's flourishing and blossoming, what those different stages look like. So let's get into this conversation. First of all, you and I, well, for me, I know when I'm dating, it ultimately becomes like weird dating, because I'd be like every time there's a new development, I gotta get on the phone and call my friend. Do you feel like that too? When one of us is dating, we're just all dating.
Listen, and we better be, okay? Because I need to know, okay? Because at the beginning, to me, it's the most sensitive time.
Yes.
Right? And I want to get you before you really fall into the thing.
Before you're too attached.
Listen, because I know us women, and when we get attached, we don't care what you got to
That's all
say.
she wrote.
That's my man, my man, my
Mhm.
man.
Mhm.
So I really like the beginning stages just to be involved to, make sure everything's on the up and up and nothing crazy is happening. You ain't falling for the okie doke. So
Yeah.
yes, we dated.
It's a group project.
It is. It really is.
How do you balance like getting your friends' input when it comes to forming your own opinion about the person that you're dating in those early stages?
It's a really good question. It's probably how I always think about it is how do I feel internally, right? Because there are things that look a certain way, maybe on paper or when I'm describing it or when I'm explaining it, but ultimately I'm in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a matter of, yes. And a lot of times I do try to give that perspective as, the conversation flows, where I'm like, well, I know I said it like that, but it wasn't like that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, when I sit with it, it has to sit right with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to know, and I know how it feels in the moment with that person. And so I take that as a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And balance that with those thoughts. What about you?
Yeah, I'm the same, but I do truly value my friend's opinion. And again, when I'm dating, it's typically one or two people that I like that get all the tea, they get all the details, because I don't want too many voices shaping how I feel about something, because ultimately, like you said, it is ultimately how I feel with them. Like, how do I feel around this person? Am I experiencing more joy? All the things, right? And ultimately, I know what I want. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yes, that is true. But I really do lean on my friends, because, well, friend, it'd be you, child, it'd be you, because like you have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of wisdom. You maybe one other, because I always want to get like a guy's perspective too. You know, regarding men stuff, but you have a lot of wisdom, and like you were saying, I be in love immediately. You know what I mean? I be in love. So I be needing someone to sober me up. You know what I mean? Like sober me up and help me look at this thing objectively. Like take me out of it. Like what's going on? And if the shoe's on the other foot, like how would I be feeling about you being in that same situation? You know what I mean? So I balance it like that, where of course ultimately I'm making my own decisions, but I do want to make sure like my friends are helping to keep me focused on the bigger picture.
Let's lean into that point that you made with having a few voices and not many. I think that's really, really, really important. And so why have you specifically chosen to just contain that versus like, these are all my friends, or at least this is all my inner circle, and sharing that?
Well, this is really good. So let me talk about it in regards to who you are, right? So like I have great friends. Great friends. I really, really do. But Mia, you have a special ability, like your ability to be objective is like second to none. You have the ability to like just, okay, this is what it is, without yes, you provide your personal opinion, but it's not so clouded. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you were very good about, and sometimes I'm like, girl, tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do. You don't do that. You're not a person like just say, well, I would do this or whatever. It's just like, no, this is what it is, or how it's almost like a therapist, like how you kind of like reframe and reshape things to put the ball back in my court, right? This is what's happening. This is how I see it. Now you go do with that what you will. Yeah. Versus, girl, I think that this and what you should be doing is, and how you going. It's not that, and you are very accepting, right? It's like, listen, whether you with them or not, we rocking to the end. So I'm not, you know what I mean? It's not, you're not so emotionally invested that it's impacting us in a way where I gotta worry about, how our friendship is affected. Or I gotta worry about what your true intentions are, because I know ultimately you have my best interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Even in friendship, sometimes
talk about it.
You just have to make sure that the voices you're listening to are trustworthy. Yeah. Regarding dating, they could be trustworthy people, but it doesn't mean that they're trustworthy for this piece of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And oftentimes we can be so committed to an idea of a person, and when someone comes along, they don't fit that idea that we had. It's like, oh, he not for you. Well, maybe that's based on your vision of me, not based on what I desire, not based on what the Lord has for me. Maybe that's based on, you know what I'm saying? Because for example, let me be practical. For example, a guy comes into my life and he lives in doggone, I don't know, Idaho, right? That may be a threat to our closeness, right? So like, I don't know if the Lord is calling you to be with a man that's all the way out there, because you know what I'm saying. It's like that doubt starts creeping in. It's that projection stuff, and for me, it's like I want to make sure that when I'm getting input, that it's as non-biased as possible, and as objective as possible, and as wise as possible.
Yeah, I would add a couple of things in because let's just be honest, when we've been single for a long time, which we both have been in the past, okay, but we have our friend group, and what sometimes I've realized is all friends don't celebrate at the same level, right? Because we all in the struggle. But when you have left the struggle and are entertaining something that could be beautiful, something that you're enjoying, the conversation
There can be
and
a little
or
shift.
it's a little shift sometimes. And so you have to know those that are ready for to see you win in all the areas, and can celebrate you with that same level of energy
Yes.
as they do when you are single and we in it together. And not
Yes.
all friends are equal to that space.
That's so real.
Because singleness, although beautiful, there are some people who struggle for real in it. And so jealousy creeps in just because they are resenting the state that they're in. And so it's not anything malicious per se, but they want what you are looking like you're getting. And so let's just be honest about it, right?
That's a thing. That's a thing. And I remember there was a time where it was like the early stages of dating, and I could tell you were holding back, like you were so happy, and I could tell you were holding back, and I'm like, no, girl, tell me all. Like I want all of the goodness. I want all of it. She's like, okay. I'll say one more thing, because it's like I want to be in this moment with you as much as I can. I'm happy for you, like maybe my love life ain't there yet, but like I am sincerely happy for you, and you give me that same energy, like where I don't feel like I have to hide my happy. That is so important to me, is because it's like where I am now, thank the Lord, I'm like, I want to shout it from the rooftops. I'm so happy, and I get to share that with you, because you're content.
And I'm content whether I'm single or not. Like I really, really, really want to see you in. And I think the other important thing that I've seen too is sometimes people give you advice on the type of man they want. And it's like, yes, but I'm not like that. Like I know, like for us, I could tend to be more analytical than you are as an individual. And so if you're telling me about something, I'm like, well, that would work for me, but I know that won't work for you, right? Because I'm gonna be practical and logical. And you're like, listen, I don't feel good on that, and period, right? I may get there, but I don't start there, And so the type of man that we attract and or need is going to tend to that need. And so I can't be like, no, you need a man like this. And you're like, yeah, but that ain't going to work for me ultimately. So I think that's the other thing. People give advice on what they want versus what is going to work for you, your purpose, and who you are, your wiring and your makeup.
Yeah, certainly. Does it shift for you in regards to how much input you're giving when it's early stages dating versus a committed relationship, or those stages like that? Do you tend to pull back or lean more in as things get more serious, or or is it pretty much the same throughout? You're willing to share your input?
So I want to shift the question just a little bit, and then I'll get to that, because what I have noticed, is when we're in toxic relationships versus non-toxic relationships. And at the beginning, when it's toxic, there's a heavy leaning, right? Because when it's toxic, it shows up like I'm always questioning myself. I'm always like wondering or like second guessing or whatever it is. And so there's a lot of times it's like there's a heavy leaning on that perspective. But then, ultimately, it goes away, thank God. But what I've noticed is that when I've seen you in a non-toxic relationship, the lean in still wasn't as heavy, even at the beginning. But so I just want to throw that out there because it does show up differently when they're toxic because you're safe. And when you feel safe, you're not asking a whole lot of questions. It's more so, girl, he did this, and you just like, oh my God, we're just celebrating versus questioning the direction.
I remember when you first told me that in real time, you were like,
I've noticed.
You were like, I've noticed you don't call as much about, what's going on and that, and like you seem good. I'm like, I hadn't noticed, and she was like, you were like, yeah, no, you're different.
Yeah. In the most beautiful way. But I would say in terms of commitment level, I don't think it's more or less. I think it's the way you lean in, right? Because there's a lot, when you're in a committed relationship, to me, there's a lot more at stake versus at the beginning. Because now your heart is in it.
Right.
And so that's delicate because ultimately the untethering that may need to happen or the pull away that may need to happen, that takes time. That's tender. That's all the things. And so I think it's not so much frequency or quantity as much as the type of conversations.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. For me though, it's almost like in conversations, I almost have this thing in my mind that clicks like, okay, this is time to back off. Like they're attached. They're, like, it's like, okay, she's decided.
Yes.
So at this point, I'll only share if she asks or if I feel like there is, some danger. But beyond that, we rocking with them. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's go. You made your decision.
Yeah. I was going to say there's commitment and then there's marriage. Because when there's marriage, it's like, it's just we figuring it out. Like how to figure that out versus committed relationship. There's still, some conversation that could or should be happening. But once you married, I'd be like, listen, you going to figure it out, sis.
Yeah.
So.
And that brings us to another point about single friends supporting married friends, but that's a whole other conversation that we can get to later.
Which we will.
Because, so we're just going to pin that for later.
Yeah. I agree.
I do want to know, though, talking about this input thing, have you ever felt, well, actually 2 questions. First question, have you ever felt pressure to like one of your friends' partners or like who they chose? Because it's like, all right, they made the decision. Have you felt any kind of pressure around that?
That's a good question. Pressure to like is strong. Tolerate, yes. Like, probably not. I will say at the beginning, I will take the effort and I will do the effort. I will extend. I will go the extra mile. So I guess yes, because of that. Because I will do that.
You're really good at that.
Yeah, because that's your man. That's your other part. Other part of you, and they represent you in a way, and so I want to like them.
Yeah.
I want to,
I'm looking forward to
see all the beauty that you see. It's a scavenger hunt sometime, but we here for it,
We gonna find it.
We gonna find it. Like, okay, I see the glimmer. And I'll work and I'll do that. But then ultimately, and I've had this, just not a good guy.
Yeah.
And so you do the dance of being nice and being cordial and that sort of thing. but because they're here now. Because I mean, in the situation I'm thinking of, they were actually married, and they were married before I even came into the picture, and so it's just kind of like, oof. You know, again, I did the part, and I was like, I can't find it. So, yeah. What about you?
Again, pressure may not be the word, but I do feel a need to like, let me search for what I like, you know, because if this is who she's chosen, then I've got to find, you know, I want to see what she see, you know. So I definitely search in that way. But when the red flags are flagging, we're gonna have to have a conversation.
Ooh, talk about that.
We're just gonna have to we're gonna have to talk about it. I'm not. I used to be much more direct than I am now. I stay more than in my business these days. But I used to just be like, he ain't it.
Even if they were married.
No, this is younger because none of us were married. You know.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, this is much younger. But yeah, we're gonna have a conversation. Because it is very difficult to be on the outside as a friend who loves you so dearly. Yeah. And so you continue making decisions that just are not in your best interest. And when you can just see so clearly, like, this isn't going to end well. You know what I mean? Like, and a part of that is just being a good friend, but also there's a part of like discernment. Like, I see that I see very clearly this will not end well, you know? So,
talk about that a little bit more, because I think that could be a hard conversation for some people.
Yeah, it's very delicate.
It's very delicate, and some people avoid it altogether. Certainly. So why do you think it's important? And then B, how do you structure that kind of conversation with a friend?
I think it's important because, like we were saying earlier, sometimes we get so intoxicated and infatuated that our judgment is just clouded. I mean, this is actually scientific. Like in those first stages, those early stages, our brains are like on dopamine. Like we are just high as a kite on love. I mean, it is a thing that happens to us psychologically, chemically is the word I'm looking for. Chemically, we are wired differently when we are experiencing that love, especially when it's been a long time, you know? Yeah. So for me, it's a matter of, okay, this person doesn't have the ability to see this objectively right now. Let me help them so that they can make informed decisions. You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes it's so cloudy that we just can't see straight. Let me help you see, and then you do with that what you will. So that's why I think it's important, because it's like you're not even seeing the truth for what it is right now. Or maybe because deception is at play and you don't know the truth, right? Like you have not been given the opportunity, you know, to make better decisions because this person is hiding something. And if I know that, it's, in my opinion, my responsibility as a friend to make you aware. Yeah. And I have had I've had to, on multiple occasions, tell a friend something really, really not okay about their partner. Like, this is what I have found out. It's not hearsay. There are receipts. This person is being deceptive to you. Knowing that if I share this could negatively impact our friendship, because we know how that go.
Yeah, we do.
You know?
Yeah.
And it did negatively impact our friendship for a while, for a season, until they ended things. Because again, deception. It ended ultimately. But yeah, I can't be so selfish that I want to hang on to this version of our friendship at the expense of you remaining in deception. I can't do that. Yeah. I would rather you feel however you feel about me, but at least you know the truth. Yeah. At least you know the truth. Also, though, on the flip side, I do understand that once I have had that hard conversation and you choose to remain, hey, I did my part. Right. You know, right. I did my part, and now at least you're making informed decisions. Yeah. That's my thing. As long as you have all the information you need, cool. What they say, you like it, I live it.
That part.
Which very much means we don't.
Very much means we don't.
Hey, long as you know.
Yeah.
Long as you know. Because my thing is like, listen, give me the option to choose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let me know what it is. Don't deceive me. Let me know what I'm working with and let me choose.
Yeah.
So I tend to extend that to my friends, just so you are aware.
Yeah. Is that an expectation though that you set up front? Like, cause do you have any people that don't want to know? You know, like we're not that cool, or I don't need that from you, or I like it here regardless. And so that's not the kind of information I'm looking for you from you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, let's talk about the weather. I don't know.
Yeah. And in those situations, that's just the boundary and we don't talk about it.
Let me be clear. For anyone even watching. Okay? I want to know.
Hello. Tell me.
If there are receipts, don't have me out here looking crazy.
Listen.
And you don't say, I'll deal with it how I deal with it. But at least, like you said, just give me the option.
And I feel that way across the board. Don't have me out here looking stupid. I mean that if my track's showing, tell me.
Come on.
I mean for real. Like if I got freaking tissue on my feet, tell me.
Yes.
Don't have me out here looking stupid because it's like she don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know she wouldn't be out here all booed up with this person if she knew. Like, tell me. It's a way you do it. But tell me.
We've all said, like, she ain't got no friends for real. We've all said that when we've seen that person, like, how you out here looking like, where your friends at? Mm-hmm. Somebody need to love you better than that to let you know, like, that ain't it. And the same with a man. Okay, so like in the early stages of dating, or at any time, like how do you determine when your friend should actually meet the guy that you're dating?
For me, as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with that too, because for me, it's I can pick up on a lot more on the in-person stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I can hear you and all that, but I need to feel his essence. Mm-hmm. I need to see how he is around you. I need to see, like, is he helpful? Like, how does he look at you? Like, I'm looking at all of those things. So as early as possible. And how does he engage in conversation? What is eyes doing when we at a restaurant? Like all of those things. And so, yes, I'm all in on the early.
Yeah, I remember there was a guy I introduced you to, and it was in a moment where we were around a lot of people. We were celebrating. He happened to be a part of that celebration, and I may have had, a libation, so. I wasn't seeing the same things everyone else was seeing, And I remember after that, we had a little debrief. And you just plainly said, like, he just wasn't impressive. He didn't engage in conversation. He was very comfortable with you, but his comfort with you didn't match his engagement with us, And that matters to me, like how someone that I'm choosing to be with interacts with those I love, those who are already in my life. And that helped me a lot because multiple people said the same thing about the interaction. And I didn't notice it because I'm la 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 la, whatever. And that helped me ultimately make the decision to say, yeah, this isn't gonna work. That along with, of course, other things. But I appreciate that in-person vibe, because you were able to see something that I wouldn't have been able to pick up on. I just wouldn't have been able to. And because even that in that same situation, he was really, really, really late,
Was
really late, even down, or like, I don't think he paid for.
No, he did not.
Yeah, it was a couple things that happened,
a few things
in that one interaction, and you were like, this is how he showed up. So Again, you do with that.
The reason that's important is because as we were talking on the phone about him, I was seeing a lot of redeeming qualities and a lot of like, well, that's not so bad. But when I saw him in person, I was like, nah, I didn't fault for you. And I don't see it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't matching. And I get comfortability, I get confidence and all of that. But if you won't look me in my eye and have a conversation, and when you know who I am,
when you know
in her life, like, and vice versa, like, this is a conversation you should want to have.
Yeah.
If your intentions are pure.
Hello.
And if you saying what you're saying and mean what you're saying.
Hello.
So I was like, oh no, I'm feeling something else. So I think it's really, really important. And again, I think the thing I love about both of us is we're open. We're not, but we're open to like hearing what the other person has to say. So I'm curious about, anyone who's listening, but we are big on debriefs. Like, what do you think? Like, what did you feel? Like, what did you see? How do you think the night went? That sort of thing. Just to get a sense and a reality check. And I go in there with an open heart, and sometimes I can't wait for the debrief. I'd be like, ooh, yeah, when you got a minute, because, ooh, the tea is hot. So,
yeah. And those things don't mean that the other person's a bad person. It's just we're not aligned. Because, again, you can't fake the funk too long, and your intentions will tell on you. It's going to tell on you. Yeah. Your actions is going to tell on you what your intentions really are. Because if your intentions are truly to partner with me, you're going to want. Because let's be real, these are interviews. We're at the interview stage.
Listen, very much so.
You meet my best friend. This is an interview, sir.
And you know it.
And you know it. So you choose not to interact. You did that on purpose. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's real. All right, so let's talk about like beyond now. When we're in a committed relationship, what the protocols are in that stage, particularly pillow talk and privacy.
This is good.
What are all the things? How do you feel about pillow talk? Like this idea that if your friend has a partner, they spend the majority of their time together, things will come up. He'll be sharing his experiences with his friends or what they're experiencing or whatever. I may be sharing with him. How do you feel about like, okay, now there's this other person who may or may not be knowing my business, considering how close we are, or any of your friends are?
You know what's interesting? What I've noticed about me is I'm super duper open to it. I think because, a few reasons. One is I don't have a lot of male friends where I can get solid wisdom, advice, and perspective. And typically, the partners that my really good close friends have chosen are solid men and solid people. So I know some of my married friends, I'd be like, tell him so I could hear what he think about it, And so I'm open to pillow talk. Tell my business. I know that's not normal, but I am that person. I'm like, yeah, girl. And what did he say about it? Well, what did he feel about it? And I have one friend that goes, I don't talk about you to my husband. I was like, oh, that's sweet. I guess. Okay. But yeah, I think for me, I'm open to it. And I also trust my friend that she knows if it's deeply sensitive, that she will either share it in a way that it won't come back to me. Because let's be honest, it's pillow talk. So and I think you told me this one time, I kind of assume they know, So for me, but I also trust my friend that if it's deeply sensitive, like they can make that judgment and know, whether they share that or not.
Yeah.
But I have friends on all spectrums. I have friends that say, I'm not going to say. I have friends that says, do you mind if I share? And then I have friends that I just know is sharing.
Yeah, for me, I'm always surprised at your stance on this, considering how private of a person you are, and just in general, like you just use discretion, just in general.
Yeah.
So it's surprising, but it also speaks to just how you value partnership and how you see it. I, in this case, tend to just lean on what's practical versus what I feel, because I don't love the idea of me being the topic of conversation, you know what I mean? Depending on what it is. But again, I have to trust. First of all, I'm doing the same thing. First of all, you know what I mean? It's like we're all doing this. We're all having pillow talk, you know? That's number one. But two, I have to trust my friends. And three, I'm also like, when they're around, I'm asking the guy. I'm asking, or I'm telling him. And maybe it's a matter of like, I just want to be the one to bring it up, and if it lingers over into pillow talk, cool. But let me offer, let me volunteer the information first. Maybe it's that for me. But again, I recognize it is what it is. I have had friends who did this with their non-husbands. They're like boyfriends or partners. And it would frustrate me because it's just like every single thing we talk about is like, what's sacred about girl time if everything ends up, So there is, for me, it's about balance, and I do value my friends using discretion, because again, not all my business now. Not all of it. He should know all of it. Because if that's the case, just bring them on in the conversation on the phone call, But again, mine is more rooted in just reality that this is what's happening. And I was just doing the other day, I was talking to my man about you or whatever. I'm just, I was talking about a recent conversation we had or whatever. And I didn't think to ask you first, it was just like, we were just talking about stuff. So yeah, it happens. I agree with you though. I would hope that my friends would understand what's really, really sensitive and what's really, really delicate, and not share those things. Or if they are, it's coming from a place of concern, or like, babe, could you help me process this, or so that we can then go to her and help her with this, something like that. I just don't want to be like the butt of your jokes, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want it to be gossipy. It's more so of that, right? The whole like my business being your entertainment, that makes me feel uncomfortable. But beyond that, just regular old pillow talk, I'm cool with it.
And I do want to just make it really, really clear that this is at the stage of like commitment / marriage, because these are the people that I trust. Now, early relationship, you don't know if you can trust him, right? So let's not be talking about my stuff,
right?
Because I don't know if I like him right now. Right? I'm gonna like him at the other stage, but here,
right?
No. So there is a progression that happens.
Certainly.
We're vetting you. Okay, the interviews with you first. Now, once you've passed and you're in, then it kind of progresses naturally from that.
And there's certainly, a difference between, just harmless sharing, right? Versus oversharing. And I would hope that, I think the majority of my friends are aligned in what that line is, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a huge deal. It has been before, but where I am now, the friends I have now, it's not especially because I'm in a space where like, a lot of my friends are getting married. It's like, once you marry, I already know that it ain't, there's even secrets. I don't expect my married friends to keep my secrets from their husbands. I don't. I know some people, but I'm just like, if I say share something really, really like, unless I specifically say, don't even tell your husband. You know what I mean? Like now that I would hope they would honor that. But just in general, I'm sharing something really, really confidential. I'm assuming that I'm talking to her and her husband. Because I do know there's some married folks who just like, we don't do secrets, period.
I don't know about that, because like for me, there are certain things that are vault. There's certain things I mean, we may kiki about it every once in a while, but it's like we know that there are things like that we've experienced together that we're not sharing. We're not even sharing broadly across friend groups. So let alone, yeah, like no, there are some things that are vault memories and or experiences that
I agree with that. I think for me, it's just like to prevent myself from being disappointed. Let me just anticipate that it's going to be shared.
Have
But
you
for
ever had
me,
that
though,
happen to you?
yeah.
I have. I've had something very, very personal, and the husband came up to me and said something, and it was very inappropriate. And I was shocked. And not only by him, but that my friend shared it. And then my friend didn't tell me she shared it. Like, it's one thing, it's like, again, don't surprise me. Like, make sure I'm ready. Like
that is the thing, too, because the truth of the matter, and this is why, to what I was initially saying about, it's, I mean, I don't really love it, it's because you're my friend. You know what I mean? Like, he rocked with me because of you.
Right.
You know, so it's like, I don't necessarily want information to be shared to where maybe they look at me differently. Their view of me is, you know, and maybe they're, you know, you know what I mean? And now they side-eye me and I don't know why, or they're being weird. I don't know. It's just like, I don't like that, you know? So I do agree. Certain things that isn't for sure involved, for sure. I mean, because we got like, it's just like, you know, you know? But I do extend that, I don't know, I do extend that liberty to my friends. Like if you're married,
yeah,
because then it's just now it's on me to have boundaries on what I share and what I don't share, because it's like it's just expected, unless I say explicitly, girl, don't be talking to him like that.
So let's just talk about one piece of dating advice that you think that has been given to you and that just like really stuck with you and has carried you in your journey.
I think about I call her my like spiritual advisor. Some folks say spiritual mom, but I mean, she's kind of like my go-to when it comes to all things spirituality, and she's been just a wonderful mentor to me. And one day this year, I was talking to her about, and it's funny the timing of it because it was right before I began dating. But I was going to her and I was just frustrated and I just wanted to vent. I didn't necessarily want advice. I just wanted to vent. Like I was on like I got you on this one. So what about this situation? And how, you know, we're Christian women, you know, we're doing the work. We're preparing and we're ready, and whatever that means, right? We're educated. We have the career. We are doing the emotional stuff, right? We are prepared to balance being a working woman and we're ready for all the things, you know. We're not out here just partying and wilding out, you know. We're consecrated women and we're set apart and, you know, all the things. I'm like, and the men are just not showing up, you know, and yada yada. They're just not ready. Like who's holding the Christian men accountable to be ready for the women they're hoping for and asking for and praying for? What you gotta say about that, you know? And she listened to me, and she even had a moment of like, wow, like, you know, because I forgot all that I said, but I remember saying something, and she was like, well, I hadn't really thought about that. Like, you know, if that really sucks, you know, that for your demographic. And then she tapped in, and she said, you are the gift. And when she really broke it down, it was beyond the you are the prize. It wasn't that thing that just feels good or sounds good. She was like, you are the gift, which means there are some things that may not be fully developed in the partner that you get. You are the one that when he meets, certain things will then come alive. And she started going out in the Bible. This one, you think Abraham was ready for Sarah? You think this? She went Bible on me, and I was like, yes, ma'am. But it just struck me in a different way because I've heard a similar messaging for years, but something about when she said it that way, it struck me you are the gift. Like,
expound on that, please.
And not in the whole, like, meaning I'm the worthy one. No.
Right.
You're the gift being given to this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you are going to benefit his life in a way that there may be some deficiencies in his life. And again, this isn't to justify, like, complete unpreparedness, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
But basically, she was saying that this list you got, maybe the Lord will give it to you, but maybe he won't come packaged like that.
Right.
Maybe he becomes that because he has you, the gift.
The gift.
I was like, oh. So then I then had to sit with, what does that mean for me and my desires? And the kind of people that I date, because the truth is, when she said it, I heard her, I'm like, I don't want to be that then. I don't want to be the gift. I want a gift. I want a gift. But she was like, what do you think it means to be a helpmate?
Come on. I want to talk about that.
Like, if you believe, and again, listeners, I don't know what you ascribe to, but I believe in Jesus, and I believe,
yes, we.
In my Barbara Calloway voice, I believe the God of the Bible. Make some stadium noise for the God of the Bible. I believe in the Bible, and I do believe a part of my purpose is to be within marriage, because not just to be a help to anybody's man. I mean, correct. To my husband, I believe that I'm to be a helpmate to my husband. Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah.
She said, what do you think that means? He gonna need help.
There's gonna be some things he cannot do until you help him do it.
So it really, really helped me.
Yeah.
And soon after that is when the guy I'm dating right now comes along, and it just makes so much sense in what she said. And I actually feel pride that I am able to help him in certain ways, beautiful. Just as he feels that same pride in that he's able to help me in certain ways. Not that we complete each other, but we complement each other very, very, very well.
That's beautiful.
And I like it here. I actually love it here.
She loves it here, and I love it here with her.
What about you? Thank you. What about you? What advice has stuck with you?
I have many, but it's actually something you told me.
Really?
Yes. I was dating a gentleman, and I was trying to. He seemed like a good man. You know, he had the list, but we just were not connecting, and I'm like, I don't see it, but I want to see it. Yeah. And you go, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to work out. Like, you don't have to make this make sense if it don't feel right.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of us do that. And I have been guilty of that over the years of what I have considered a good man. And I'm like, because we all sit and say, I want a good man. I want a good man. And so when I've been presented with what seemed to be a good man, and then I'm bored, or I'm like, but he do this, I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated. Don't be laughing, sis. The stories. And I tell her, and I remember telling another friend, they go, well, do you even like him? And I'm like, I want to like him. They're like, but you don't. Think you do. And I remember one time, like, I want you to meet him. You're like, I don't think you're going to be around too much longer. But that whole, like, trying to make it fit, trying to make it work, and thinking of, like, literally being miserable because of what is presented as a good man. But there's zero connection, zero chemistry from my end. And that's the other thing. I'm like, but he likes me. You're like, right.
You're really preaching right now, girl. Because we do, considering our circumstances, we've been single for a long time, or have been betrayed deeply by somebody in partnership. When a good man comes along, it's like, oh, yes, you're so rare.
Yes.
Good men, right? Good men are rare.
Yes. That narrative.
That's the narrative.
Yes.
That's not necessarily the truth. Number one. Number two, that's, first of all, being a good man is we want a good person, right? Like, being a good person is
the barest of minimums.
He's a good person.
He's
wow.
a good person. He don't cuss you out. Oh, good. Floor level.
The truth is, what we're looking for is compatibility and chemistry and connection. And do we complement each other? Do our purposes and assignments align? Those things, right? So, like, great, you're a good man. Maybe you're going to be a great friend, but I just believe that what you're sharing is could help others and coming out of the scarcity mindset.
Yes.
Because that's really what it is. I got to make it work because he's a good man, or I've invested so much time.
The way this one will turn so quick to say, maybe he got a good friend. I'm like, girl, me and him are talking. You be like, maybe he in your life for the friend, okay? Or maybe we can introduce you.
Because if he a good man, he probably got good friends. You are a good man.
How do you even pivot? So I don't really like you, but what about your friend? Well, you got any good friends? But yes, honey, don't make it work.
Yeah, if it don't
make
sense.
If it don't make sense, and
you don't gotta make it make sense.
Yeah, and even my therapist was like, "You're not looking for a good man. You're looking for a connection." And so that really just summed it all up for me, and I was like, "Well, there it is, because it ain't here."
And you ain't missed that midnight damn time.
Girl, not a man. Not a once. I was like, oh, okay. He drifted. You're like, oh. Next. Literally.
Oh, man. This was great.
This was fun.
This was really good. Y'all, hope you enjoyed this conversation. Please comment below what resonated with you. Please subscribe. Please like. Do all the things. Share this in your group chats. And
remember, a sweet friendship refreshes the soul.